Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the movie premiere of Crystal Chaos. I am so glad you're here, but I took a long time. This is my longest video, well, not longest, but AI video I have created. Took me a long time. And let's just meet the stars. My Bruce Bobby, hello. James Mangano, hello. And Sammy. Their character, Sammy, yeah, we took her name. So, thank you, and let's enjoy the premiere.
Space, the final frontier. It is a vast, uncharted expanse filled with countless mysteries and wonders waiting to be discovered. For those brave enough to venture into its depths, the rewards can be beyond imagination. Two brave astronauts, Benny and Jenny, were on a routine patrol. They had been traveling through the cosmos for months, mapping out new territories and cataloging celestial phenomena. They were searching for new planets and new adventures. Suddenly, Benny's eyes widened. He had spotted something unusual on the radar, something that didn't match any known celestial body.
Jenny, look, over there, just beyond that asteroid belt.
He exclaimed, pointing his gloved finger at a giant, sparkling object in the distance. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before, a beacon of light in the dark void of space. It was a massive crystal, made entirely. Jenny gasped, her voice filled with awe. She had seen many wonders during their travels, but nothing quite like this. The crystal pulsed with an otherworldly light. It was mesmerizing. Each pulse seemed to resonate with a deep, almost musical hum, as if the crystal itself wonder, but also danger. The space station, once a beacon of human ingenuity and exploration, was now being ripped apart. The crystal, small but incredibly powerful, wreaked havoc. It tore through the station's core. On Earth, news of the disaster spread like wildfire. The world watched in horror as the space station, a symbol of human achievement, crumbled before their eyes. The culprit? A mysterious, powerful crystal. And the only clue to its origin? Two missing astronauts, Benny and Jenny. The situation was dire. Desperate, the LEGO universe turned to their last hope. A hero, a legend, the world's greatest, most eccentric bomb diffuser, Rex Dangerman. Rex Dangerman, a ruggedly handsome minifigure with a twinkle in his eye and a knack for disarming even the most volatile of explosives, received the call.
Rex, we need you. The LEGO universe needs you.
The situation was explained. A giant crystal, a destroyed space station, two missing astronauts, and a potential threat to the entire LEGO universe. Rex didn't hesitate.
I'm on my way.
He said, a determined glint in his eye. He knew the risks, he knew the danger, but fear was a luxury he couldn't afford. He had a job to do. The fate of the LEGO universe rested on his shoulders, and Rex Dangerman never backed down from a challenge. A sleek silver rocket stood tall on the launch pad, ready to carry Rex Dangerman to his destiny. The rocket gleamed under the bright sun, a symbol of hope and courage. It was not just any mission, it was a mission that would determine the fate of the LEGO world. The stakes were high and the pressure was immense, but Rex was no stranger to danger. He had faced countless challenges before, but this one was different. This was personal. The mission to destroy the giant LEGO crystal before it could cause more destruction. This crystal was unlike any other. It had the power to wreak havoc, to tear apart the very fabric of their world. The crystal's malevolent energy pulsed, sending shockwaves through the LEGO city. Buildings crumbled and minifigures fled in terror. The crystal had to be stopped, and Rex was the only one who could do it. The plan? To drill into the crystal's core and plant a bomb. It was a daring strategy, one that required precision and bravery. The team had spent weeks preparing, studying the crystal's structure and devising the perfect approach. They knew that one wrong move could spell disaster, but they were ready to take the risk. The bomb was their last hope, a final attempt to save their world from certain doom. It was a risky plan, but it was their only hope. The tension was palpable as the team geared up for the mission. Each member knew their role and they trusted each other implicitly. They had trained together, fought together, and now they would face this ultimate challenge together. The weight of the world was on their shoulders, but they were determined to succeed. Rex, clad in his signature orange spacesuit, walked towards the rocket. His steps were steady, his resolve unshakable. He could feel the eyes of his team on him, their silent support giving him strength. The orange spacesuit was more than just a uniform, it was a symbol of his commitment, his promise to protect and serve. As he approached the rocket, he took a deep breath, steeling himself for the journey ahead. His face was grim, but his eyes held a spark of determination. He knew the risks, but he also knew the rewards. Failure was not an option. The lives of countless minifigures depended on him. He had to stay focused, to keep his mind sharp and his heart strong. The mission was dangerous, but Rex was ready to face it head-on. This was it. Time to save the world, one Lego brick at a time. The journey ahead was fraught with peril, but Rex and his team were prepared. They had the skills, the knowledge, and the courage to see it through. The fate of the Lego world rested in their hands, and they were ready to rise to the challenge. Inside the rocket, 2 other minifigures awaited him. They were his trusted companions, his partners in this daring mission. They had trained together, shared countless adventures, and now they would face this final test together. The bond between them was unbreakable, forged through years of teamwork and friendship.
Ready to rock and roll, Danger Man? The voice was filled with confidence, a reminder that they were in this together. They had each other's backs, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.
Nick, the master driller, a sturdy figure with biceps bigger than some moons, grinned at Rex. His strength and skill were unmatched, and he was ready to tackle the crystal head-on. Nick's confidence was infectious, and it bolstered the team's morale. Next to him sat Sammy, the brilliant navigator, her fingers dancing across the control panel. She was the brains of the operation, her quick thinking and sharp instincts guiding them through the most treacherous of paths. Sammy's expertise was crucial, and her calm demeanor kept the team focused.
Coordinates locked and loaded. Just point us at that crystal and we'll get you there. The team was ready, their mission clear. They knew the risks, but they also knew the rewards. Together, they would face the unknown, their determination unwavering. The fate of the Lego world was in their hands, and they were ready to save it.
With a deafening roar, the rocket blasted off into the vast expanse of space.
Rex, Nick, and Sammy were on their way.
The fate of the Lego universe rested on their shoulders.
No pressure, right?
As they soared through the cosmos, Rex couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Stars whizzed by, painting streaks of light across the darkness. Planets, each unique and breathtaking, hung in the distance like giant, colorful marbles.
But there was no time for sightseeing.
They had a job to do.
A giant, dangerous crystal awaited them.
Their journey was not without its perils. The space surrounding the giant crystal was treacherous. Giant, razor-sharp crystals hurtled through space like cosmic shrapnel.
Asteroid field, dead ahead!
Sammy shouted, her voice tight with tension. She expertly maneuvered the ship, dodging the deadly debris.
This is just great.
Nick muttered, gripping his seat tightly. Rex, ever the calm one, kept his eyes fixed on the giant crystal looming ahead. They were getting closer. He could feel it. After a perilous journey, they finally reached their destination. The giant Lego crystal loomed before them, a magnificent, terrifying spectacle. It pulsed with an eerie light, casting an ethereal glow on their ship.
Prepare for landing,
Sammy announced, her voice steady despite the tension.
Just try not to land on any sharp bits, eh, Sammy?
The ship touched down on a relatively flat section of the crystal. The clock was ticking. They had a limited time to plant the bomb before the crystal's energy reached critical mass. With a hiss of hydraulics, the ship's hatch opened. Rex, Nick, and Sammy stepped out onto the surface of the crystal. It was like walking on a giant, shimmering diamond. The air crackled with energy.
Let's get to work, Nick. You know what to do.
Nick, armed with his trusty drill, approached a particularly vulnerable-looking spot on the crystal's surface. Sparks flew as the drill bit into the crystal. Time seemed to slow down. Every second felt like an eternity. Finally, after what felt like an age, Nick had drilled deep enough. The bomb was ready to be planted. As Rex prepared to plant the bomb, the crystal pulsed violently. The energy emanating from it was almost palpable, sending shivers down his spine. He knew the stakes were high, but this was the only way to save everyone. The ground beneath them shook. It felt as if the very fabric of their world was tearing apart. The tremors grew stronger with each passing second, making it difficult for anyone to stand upright.
It's going to blow! The urgency in the voice was unmistakable, a desperate cry that echoed through the chaos.
Sammy shouted, her voice laced with panic. She could see the fear in everyone's eyes, the realization that they might not make it out alive. There wasn't enough time to escape. The exit seemed miles away, and the clock was ticking down faster than they could run. Rex, with a heavy heart, made a decision. He knew what he had to do, even if it meant sacrificing himself for the greater good. A decision that could very well be his last. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for the task ahead.
Get back to the ship. The command was clear, leaving no room for argument. I'll set the timer and meet you there. His voice was firm, masking the fear that gnawed at him.
He ordered, his voice firm. There was no time for hesitation, no time for second thoughts.
But Rex, the words hung in the air, filled with concern and fear.
Sammy began to protest, but Nick stopped her. He placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder, understanding the gravity of the situation. He knew there was no time. Every second counted, and they had to trust Rex to do what was necessary.
He's right. The words were a reluctant acceptance of the harsh reality they faced. We gotta go. Now! The urgency in the voice spurred them into action, their feet moving before their minds could catch up.
Reluctantly, they boarded the ship. Each step felt like a betrayal, leaving Rex behind to face the danger alone. Rex watched as the ship blasted off, just as the timer on the bomb reached 0. His heart pounded in his chest, knowing that this was it. He closed his eyes, bracing for the end. The world seemed to slow down, every sound amplified in the silence of his mind. A blinding flash of light, a deafening roar, and then silence. Rex opened his eyes. He was alive. He had survived. The realization hit him like a wave, overwhelming and surreal. As the dust settled, he saw the remains of the giant crystal. It was over. The threat had been neutralized, and the world was safe once more. He had saved the Lego universe. The weight of his actions settled on his shoulders, but so did the pride of knowing he had made a difference.